Guys, I apologize for this for my reaction just now. I was doing a review of this movie, and I did not hit the record button. What the fuck, man? I feel embarrassed, man. Like I'm all tired out now. Okay, I guess I gotta restart this review again. Let me take this off now. So now I need to breathe now. Sorry, guys. Yeah, for how I'm doing this intro already now, because I did this review just now and I just lost my breath because I didn't hit the record button. Let me breathe for a while. Alright, well, this is a movie I was about to review anyway, The Legend of Nigger Charley. And we're gonna go by the name Charley. We ain't gonna call him Nigger Charley, we're gonna call him Charley. Played by Fred Williamson. Very good movie. There's action moments, but it's mostly like more like drama, talking. Very good sense of humor in this movie too. The intro of this movie begins with like Africa, and these African villagers invade another village, and it shows you a story how they sell these African villagers. They sell their own people to these white men, so they could go to America or whatever country to be as slaves. And then he's like this little baby, one of the women holding, and the little black baby will grow up to be Fred Williamson's character, Charley, who's like a blacksmith in the plantation. And then you see a story scene with Charley's mother, who's selling this old white man, the slave owner, the owner of the plantation, is dying. And when he dies, he's passing the torch to a new slave owner. And the new slave owner, he's like nasty, he's hateful towards black slaves. Like very, very angry, very mad. The old white guy, he looks familiar. I think he was the principal from 3 O'Clock High, if I'm corrected. But I like him. His character was like vicious. Like he played his role well. And what I like about this movie, there's like different sections of the story. As it develops, as it continues. The movie's like 1 hour and 36 minutes, by the way. But let me just get to that part of the scene, that part of the story. The old slave owner, the original slave owner, before he died, he gave Charley his freedom so he could be free as a request to Charley's mother, because she served the old slave master for so long, and he wanted to pay respect. Like he wanted to be free, but instead the mother requested her son to be free. So he sold the new slave master his freedom, and the new slave master, he didn't like it. He said, "You're a nigger, you're a nigger." The way he was saying it. I apologize, guys. I'm just saying that because it was in the movie. So don't be offended by it, just in case. And the N-word still offends people to this day. The angle change shows that, people's reaction and stuff, which is understandable. Again, like I said before, I think Quentin Tarantino used it way too much, but it's not even needed. But hey, that's his vision. Can't mess with Tarantino, guys. But anyway, we get into this movie. This is one of the movies I guarantee, I know Quentin Tarantino sees too. They'll act like this is one of his inspirations, Anyway, Charley, loving this, he's in love with this black woman, and the new slave master is again seeing this going on, and then it looked like the slave master trying to get his woman. Charley like beat him up, and the new slave master got pissed off. I definitely love the slave master. He's like how he is, how he acts, like all pissed off. He said, "You hit me." Like the way he's saying it, and then I'm saying like, and Charley beating up the guys, beating him up, and then they beat up Charley, and that's all it was. So then you get to the scene when the slave master starts ready to sell slaves. They're ready to be auctioned, and then the slave master, after drinking and watching a cockfight, he got a gun. He ready to beat up on Charley, but then Charley beat him up, and actually came to the point when the slave master died, and the slave tracker saw the slave master is dead. So now the slave tracker, and he's going to get Charley, and the other slaves that went with Charley, they're on the run from the slave tracker. They stumble upon this town, and Charley starts saying that, what, I'm not running no more. We're gonna fight, pretty much. And his two black friends say, we with you. You know what I'm saying? The sheriff of the town comes to the town in the bar. He's telling Charley and his gang he doesn't want no problems. It was fun. The bar fight scene was pretty good in this one too, by the way. But when you see the movie, you'll see it. And so the sheriff telling Charley that he doesn't want no problems, and he got to protect the innocents, the civilian of his town. And then Charley saying, What do you mean innocent? Like something like that. Anyway, the sheriff rides off to see the slave tracker and told the slave tracker, he doesn't want no problems, pretty much. And the slave tracker saying that I came a long way, I want Charlie, pretty much. So then, when the sheriff went back to the bar, telling Charlie, hey, they coming, and then the sheriff ready to talk to the slave tracker, excuse me, the slave tracker and his gang, they just shoot the sheriff. I was like, oh, like pow, just like that. And you got the shootout on the bar, and then Charlie and his gang start shooting them back. They defeated the slave tracker, and one guy was about to shoot Fred Wilson cow, and this young black guy saved Fred Wilson cow to Charlie by shooting him. And now they got a new cast of characters to go with them. And also, you got one scene in the bar was fun with this black guy. Old black man started telling a story that he's married these Indian women. He's hooked up Indian women. He fought some Indians. He's like one of those old black guys that be talking shit in movies, man. Like, it's just funny, That's a good scene too. Anyway, when they ride off, they got approached by these two couples, and not only they defeated the slave tracker, but now they got approached by these two couples and asked them for a favor, saying, "Can you defend us against this gang of outlaws trying to bother them?" And Charlie kind of refused the offer because they got their own problems. So they ride off to wherever they want to go, like riding off. And they saw the old crazy man that was talking in the bar, eating beans. And then they started hanging out with the old man. They're having this sense of humor, enjoying themselves, having fun, talking. And then Charlie started thinking about the couples, that gave him an offer, like to protect them from these outlaws. So then Charlie said, you know what, I'm going to go to the couple and help them out. And the guys decided, you know what, we're going to go with you too. So they got to the couple, and the couple started telling about these outlaws led by this crazy preacher guy. And he's not really a preacher. He's just like dressed like one. And then later on, the preacher man comes in trying to harass the Indian woman, like the half-breed Indian woman, and then Charlie and his this young black guy who's got with the gun shot the two men and told the other guy, run over and tell the preacher that I'm protecting this land pretty much for them, for the couple. And then the preacher comes in, and then you have like a little shootout because the preacher was about to kill Charlie, and then the guys start shooting them, and they're on the run. And then the preacher's man comes back again, and then you have your shootout scene. And then, of course, guess what? Just like Posse, the movie Posse I recently reviewed a few days ago, the characters are like mostly all the likable characters. Even two of them did survive though, but they end up dying from the shootout. I hated that. I hate when likable characters die in movies that I like. Or you like all the characters, but they died. But they still didn't survive. Phil Wilson's character and the sidekick from the Boston Nigger, he was in this movie. He was also in this movie too, by the way, and he survived. And so the husband and wife, the couple survived too. So since they killed the preacher and killed most of the preacher's men, they ended up burying their friends, and pretty much like any Western movie, mostly. Fred Wilson and the second guy that survived, they ride off to the sunset, and they said which way they want to go. Just go that way. I mean, they gotta go. They gotta leave, and whatever trouble they're gonna face next. This could be a good sequel to Boss Nigger, but there is a sequel to this movie, like I said, called The Soul of Nigger Charlie, and I'll be reviewing that next. And all in all, this movie was really fucking good. Love the soundtrack. Acting was good too, by the way. Believe it or not, they're all black exploitation movies when the acting is really good. This is one of them. And action-wise, shooting scenes are good, but the drama part of it and the talking and the sense of humor with the characters and how they interact was good too. And the villains were good in the movie too. I like the villains in this movie, especially. I like all three main villains in this movie. The new slave master, played by that old guy, he was funny as hell. His acting was funny. Again, when you see his face, you'll recognize who he is because you've seen him in movies before. Especially if you like him as the principal in 3 O'Clock High, you will like him in this one. Second villain was the slave tracker. I liked his character, and I like the third villain, which is the preacher one. And the characters were cool, like the guy who has the gun, the big shot, like the big long rifle gun, and I liked it. Fred Wilson, of course. The guy who played Amos in Boss Nigger, he was good too, of course. The young guy, he was good also, but he wasn't really too much like when it comes to talking. He was like less talking in the movie though. But the crazy old man, he was funny as hell. I like him too. I was like mad when he died too. I was like, oh man. It's been a long time I saw this movie though. I forgot that happened though. But anyway, peace, guys, and check out The Legend of Nigger Charley. This is definitely a must